For this example, we want to calculate 125 multiplied by 32. Now, in the notes on this section, we use the grid method to perform long multiplication. In this example, we're going to show you the more traditional way of doing long multiplication, and that is by writing 125 multiplied by 32 and keeping them in their strict columns. And then all we do is multiply the 1, the 2 and the 5 by our 2. So we do 2 times 5, which gives us 10. So we put 0 and 1. We have 2 times 2 is 4, plus the 1, so that's 5. And then 2 times 1 is 2. We then need to move on to the 3. And what we're actually doing here is multiplying by 30. So what we should do first of all is add in a 0. We then repeat the process we've just done for the 2. We do 3 times 5, which is 15. So I write 5 and 1 underneath. 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 1 gives me 7. And then 3 times 1 is 3. I then add up these two numbers. So I have 0 plus 0 gives me 0. 5 plus 5 gives me 10, so I'll put a 0 and carry 1. 2 plus 7 is 9, plus the 1 is 10, so I'll put in another 0 and carry the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. So I see 125 times 32 is 4,000. Now we could also do the grid method, and let's do that just to show that we'll get the same answer. So for the grid method, we'll say 125 gets split into 100, 20 and 5, and the 32 gets broken down into 30 and 2. And let's draw in our grid. So the grid method tells us to do 30 times 100, which gives us 3,000. Also tells us to do 30 times 20, which gives us 600. And 30 times 5 is 150. We now need to repeat the process for the 2. 2 times 100 is 200. 2 times 20 is 40. And 2 times 5 is 10. Now the grid method tells us to add the values across. So we're going to add in another part for the sums of each of the rows. So we've got 3,000 plus 600 plus 150 gives us 3,750, which you should recognise is this value here. And then we have 200 plus 40 plus 10 gives us 250, which is the value we got here. So you can see we're going to get exactly the same answer. We now just need to add up this final column. We have 3,750 plus 250 gives us 4,000. So you can see the grid method and the more traditional method gives us exactly the same answer. It's completely up to you which method you use. If you have one preference over another, then go with that one.